reason why you're going through these particular changes is because your physical body is the low level, but your spiritual body is now getting to the point that it is rejecting your physical body. Now, let me explain this. What this means is, if you have a goal in mind, and you were an advanced incarnation that came back down here to be at a period of time and learn a certain amount of discipline that you can help your people. And 98% of everybody in here is that type of person. And how many people in here want to know knowledge? First of all, raise your hand. How many people are interested in knowledge? If you're interested in knowledge and you love knowledge, for the simple fact 10, 15 years ago, we would have had to been out partying somewhere or in some church somewhere. For the mere fact you were sitting up in a damn classroom on Saturday night, letting you know that you are an advanced soul. Because if you weren't an advanced soul, there's no way that you would accept this. You would reject this just like the average black person. So you agreed to come back in the future and help your people. What is happening because now you have been sunk into slavery or you have actually lost your mind and you now just regaining your memory. What is actually happening here is this. You had a contract that you needed to doggone fulfill. And you obligated to fulfill that contract. So now what is happening is your higher spirit is the one that incarnated back down here. So let's say your higher self or your true self have a goal in mind. They want you basically to understand a certain amount of knowledge that is key for itself to wake up. Your soul wants you to understand a certain amount of knowledge that is key for your soul to wake up. But yet you have other agendas. And all of a sudden when you find these other agendas, no matter how hard you try, they seem to fail over and over and over again. You will understand that your own energy, your inward energy, is making a hostile environment around you because it wants you to liberate it by giving it the keys and the nourishment that can make it grow and illuminate. You get this? So what will happen is it will actually reject the physical body. And so everything around you will repel from you. You see what I'm saying? You got some people that ain't about shit, but they don't never suffer about nothing. About like the white man. And some black people. That is because their souls are still too young, especially black people. We're talking about us now. Their souls are still very young. And at this particular time, by their souls being very young, they are still intrigued with this bullshit because they haven't gone through it enough. So they're intrigued with all the physical bull out there. Because they haven't been here long enough. But you, or hopefully it's supposed to be you, no matter how much wealth you get, something is still wrong. Something is still not pleasing. And that is because don't negate your contract of what you're supposed to be doing at this particular time.
I'm going to show y'all why this scene explains so much of the pain I've experienced in my back. This may be tough for a lot of people to hear, but I'm going to explain my experience with nanoparticles, alien implants, AI implants, all of that. This video is not real for entertainment purposes, scripted. Yeah, let's get into it. So, in the last video, I explained to y'all the fourth dimension and how things work in the unseen world. For as long as I can remember, I've always had back pain. But it was a very weird back pain. It would always be two spots, like almost like dots in my back that would hurt so bad. And through my teenage years, I always just thought it was normal. Maybe it was because of my chest. I think I was like 15 when they told me that I had like a muscle growing over another muscle in my back that somehow connected to my ribs. I don't know. But they basically couldn't help me, saying that, oh, my body hasn't fully grown yet, so we'll just see what happens when you get older. Which was bullcrap because, you know, I don't trust hospitals, but whatever. So then I started having more conversations about it with people who operate in the fourth dimension and actually can see multi-level things. Moving forward, I just want to let y'all know I'm not getting paid. This is not for promo. This is none of that. This is actually me experiencing this. So I talked to Esoteric and I talked to Makita. And they both were explaining to me that there could be something 4D going on with me having physical effects, which was a AI nano parasite. I'm not gonna lie, at first it was like, okay, what? Like, I don't have a parasite AI bot inside of me. But when you all out of options, you're going to try as much as you can to fix anything. Okay, so they both said, we're going to help you remove this. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Anyways, I go into the meditation where, you know, I start to feel the pain, the balls. No cap, when I was in that meditation, I could feel somebody pulling something out of my back, trying to pull this ball out. In the midst of my meditation, I'm like, y'all really like helping me pull this out. Like, this is actually happening. Like, they weren't physically there, but they were there. After that was over with, I started to feel tingly rushes going up my back. I try to involve y'all as many spiritual experiences that I can. It just felt like them literally pulling out a parasite or a tapeworm or a bug out of me. Before making this video, I even waited a week just to see if I would still feel that pain or like if it was completely gone, but it's gone. Like, I don't feel it anymore when I go into meditation. I can fully take deep breaths. Like, it's amazing what I experienced. It's like all of the energy that was stuck at the bottom of my back literally just came up and I just became a whole new person, really. Hit them up. And this is her Instagram. This is his Instagram. You can hit them up and you can also hit up Isis Wisdom. She has a website that also helps people who are dealing with these type of spiritual situations and can't explain it to doctors and, you know, etc. And also this one where I explain portals being opened up in phones and movies. Because that black screen is a portal. They would use black screens, obsidian screens in ancient times. The Aztecs would use this obsidian black mirror to travel to worlds of gods and ancestors. Makes you think about that TV show Black Mirror, right? Parallel realities. Hit them up if y'all have any questions. But yeah, y'all, that's my story time with that experience. Y'all stay dangerous.
There are a lot of things that happen to our bodies that are actually spiritual gifts and we don't be knowing that. First thing, the ringing in the ears. I know probably everybody watching this video has had ringing in the ears, right? And most of us know when you get the ringing in the ear, they'll tell you that it's tendonitis or whatever it's called, but it's really your ancestors trying to communicate with you, right? If you're somebody that gets ringing in the ears a lot, you could be somebody that has the ability to hear angels, guides, ancestors, or a channeler. It could be a medium. It could also mean that you are very gifted telepathically. The way that you tap into that specific gift, you have to sit down and you have to try to listen. A lot of people hear the ringing in their ears and they just go about their day, and then they're asking me like, well, how do I hear my ancestors better? When that ringing happens in your ear, first of all, pay attention to what you were just talking about or what you're about to talk about, and try sitting down in meditation for a second and just let it ring and just see what comes through, right? There have been so many men around me that have this specific gift and they don't even know it, of telepathy, because they don't say it with themselves, right? There was one person, every single time they would text me, my ears would go completely deaf. Like, I would not be able to hear, and then I would hear a really, really high-pitched ring, and then their text would come through. And the first thing I said to myself, wow, this person is a powerful telepathic being, but they probably don't even know it, and it's not my place to say shit. If you are a channeler or a medium, you might get pressure at the top of your head, right? You might either feel tingling at the top of your head, or you might feel, for me, I feel a pressure. It feels like somebody's pushing down on my head, right? It's always at the top and on my left side. If you're a channeler, you also might hear like not multiple voices, because it never sounds different, but you could tell that there's multiple voices, right? You could tell that there's multiple people speaking, right? Like, it's kind of not my thought, right? But it'll be something like, you should go put some rosemary by the door. And you're like, that's not something I would ever think. That could be a fucking ancestor trying to tell you, hey, this is for your protection, put it by the front door, right? There are a lot of other gifts that you could have too, like the gift of tasting something without actually putting it in your mouth. Ever since I was a kid, I never really taste seasonings when I cook. I smell them and I'm like, that's the taste that I'm looking for, right? I could taste it without tasting it. That's another gift as well. And a lot of people have the gift of smell, like you'll randomly, it's about to rain. You'll randomly smell certain spirits, right? It doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Obviously, if you're smelling something nasty, girl, you might have to sage ASAP. Anyways, this is like a part 2 to the first video that I made about spiritual gifts. So if you guys want more, let me know.
Some spiritual things that I do not hesitate on and I just act upon is putting somebody in the freezer. Like, I have no time. I'm putting you in the freezer. I'm doing the reversal. I'm doing the candle work. I'm doing the protection. I'm going straight to my ancestors. No time. We getting right to it. I'm doing my cleanse. I'm doing my cleanse whether I have confirmation or not. I'm doing what I have to do regardless. You're bothering me, like you're really bothering my spirit. I'm putting you in my shoe. And we gonna stomp around all day, all 3 miles. I'm having somebody that loves me run their fingers through my hair, especially when I feel like super icky or when I feel like somebody touched my hair that shouldn't have. I'm lighting incense for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like every moment, every time, anytime I need to set the vibe, the incense is going. If my intuition is telling me something, that is the time that I bring out the tea. There's something about a hot tea that just helps you really unpack what's going on. If I can't sleep, I'm changing the sheets. Immediately changing the sheets. There's an energy that's clinging and I gotta get rid of it. Sheets are clean, but now I have a headache. I'm taking a shower. Anytime energetically I feel off and I have the time and I can, I will shower. Even if that's 3 times a day, I don't care. I don't like wearing my pajamas past 3 days. What I will do is wash them and put them back on if I really want them. Those clothes have energy, and after a while, you can feel the energy. If you're feeling super icky after a yap session, it's probably because the things that you were talking about doesn't sit right with your spirit. So do a cleanse and just do better. Whether it was the people that you were talking about, the situations you were talking about, but your body is telling you, you rehashing this is not serving you any longer. So stop it. I will be breaking out the apple cider vinegar as soon as I feel just an inkling or a twinge of something being thrown. I will also be using my uncrossing oil with that. Something that I've been getting a little bit better at is when they tell me to do something, being right on top of it and doing it. Because a lot of the times they're trying to do a preventative for what is coming ahead. They won't tell you what's coming ahead, but they know, so just listen. And that is still something I'm learning to this day. Lastly, if my body doesn't have it in me, then I'm not doing it. My body knows more than what my brain is trying to tell me. Sometimes our body is the first clue into what is going on. And if my body's telling me something don't sit right, it don't sit right, and I'm going to redirect, and that's okay. I'm going to redirect, and that's okay.
Y'all be joining spirituality because it's a fucking trend. Till you realize your ass gotta really heal. You gotta do some motherfucking shadow work. You gotta start treating motherfuckers right. You gotta have a real ego death and get rid of that funky ass ego. You gotta become the best version of yourself. You gotta walk in alignment of your true destiny and your true path. You really gotta start walking in how you fucking talk it. And then y'all can't handle that shit, so y'all run your ass back to the motherfucking church. Who said that? They ain't never motherfucking lied though.
Okay, so this is probably going to anger a lot of people on spiritual TikTok, but I just want to make this known and address this. Not all spiritual people and not everyone that's involved in spirituality is fruit eating, yoga teaching, tarot card reading, astrology chart reading, individuals and people. Those are just spiritual hobbies that we all do on our spiritual path and on our spiritual journey that bring us light into our life. Because if anyone that is new to spirituality, this shit is dark as fuck. It's not pretty. Growth is not fun. Growth, and I say this to all like the people that I do spiritual coaching sessions with, that I do readings with, growth is fucking painful. In hindsight, when you look back at it, it's beautiful to see how much you've prospered, but going through the process really fucking sucks. And I really wish there wasn't this tainted image that spirituality is love, light, all this happiness. And yes, there are going to be periods of that. That's the whole purpose of healing. But that is not what this entire community.
So how do you let go of things in the past, and how do you stay away from the future? Is you live in the now. Practicing living in the now is really like helping me out as an individual. It makes me appreciate more. It makes me very, very, very grateful. My gratitude just for the universe, for God, and for the way I even serve the community is all in the now. So living in the now. Another thing is realizing that everything that happened in your life is by your design. I mean, you chose to be here. I don't know why we think that we were just thrown on planet Earth. No,
I know.
You chose to be here, and the beautiful part about this, and just evidence to show that your mother and father didn't even know if you was a boy or girl until about 4 or 5 months later. Well, it's getting easier now. You can tell at 2 months now, but. So they didn't choose you chose them. So you chose your parents, and if you chose your parents, then that means you chose the environment to come up in. And these are all lessons. We are literally spiritual beings having a human experience. If you really look at it, I was just talking to somebody about this. We're very, very parasitic in nature, just with the thought process and the way we've been taught through materialism. And if you look at who we are not this flesh. this is our human. I was talking to Kaora, and Kaora was like, she said, she writing a book right now. She was like, she said, based around her book is, or you taking care of your human. And she said, when you switch from thinking that, you know, this is your body and this is, you own this, and you look at this like it's a human that you're taking care of, you were treated better. What did you feed your human today?
Wow, I love that.
You know, what was the conversation you had with your human today? What people did you bring your human around? When you really look at it like that, it would change your perception. And then when things happen to you that don't go your way, you can't blame others around you, because you only can blame yourself, because you are the one that's taking care of your human.
God, the universe, the all is constantly speaking to you through people, through places, through experiences, just trying to get your attention and let you know things. You know, synchronicities, colors, codes, numbers. Just letting you know what's going on, staying connected. So pay attention and tune in.
With the times that we're in and the frequency of the planet rising like it is, a lot of people are starting to tap into their gifts. Then on the other hand, I have a lot of people who want to tap into their gifts, but they don't know exactly how. I'm getting a lot of messages asking me this same question. Yaya, how do I tap into my gift? First things first, y'all know I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to tell you straight like this. You got to eliminate the fear. The meeting with my mentees and just meeting with people that book with me on a daily basis, I have noticed the number one blocker and why people cannot tap into their gifts is because of fear. Spirit could be screaming at you and probably has been for a while. It's time to remember who you are. Step into your true divinity, your true divine gift. Think about it like this. If your mind is still stuck in a state of fear of being judged or liked, just gonna tell y'all like this, them spiritual gifts of yours, they will stay in airplane mode. So again, step one, eliminate the fear. You gotta stop thinking that your spiritual gifts are demonic or evil. Stop listening to that shit. Y'all know that programming came from religion, colonization, and control system. We're always told to fear what made you most powerful. The first thing I want you to do is ask yourself, when did I learn to fear my intuition? Who the hell told me that seeing things, feeling things, hearing things made me crazy? Like, who gave me that narrative? Last, I want you to ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen if I embrace this gift? Gifts are a birthright, not a burden. The moment you stop fearing them, they will start activating. Okay, so now that we're ready, now we can begin tapping into our gift. First, you got to get quiet. Your gift is not going to be shouting over the distractions. Your gift like, shit, I ain't competing with nothing or nobody. Start tracking your sensitivities. Do you feel things that are not yours necessarily? Like, if so, you an empath. Gift, they're cognizant. You see things in dreams or maybe even flashes, because that's clairvoyance, another gift. You hear things instead, like hear guidance or hear names, because that's clairaudience. Another gift. Do your hands get hot or start to tingle when someone gets hurt? Because if so, you have healing in your hands. You're a healer. Another gift. You don't need no big ass spiritual initiation. You just need to start paying attention. Now we at step 3, so we're going to strengthen what we already have within us. Don't be trying to open up every single gift at once. Start with one that's already showing up naturally. You're empathic, then you need to start grounding daily so you learn how to transmute and alchemize that energy. If you are a dreamer, start yourself a dream journal. You notice you pick up on energies very easily. That's all fine and cool. Start learning how to read the room, as well as people. You start seeing spirits, you might have to set some boundaries because you need to let them know, look, my hours are not 24/7. Every single gift comes with practice, patience, and protection. Step 4, get into the habit of asking spirit exactly what you want and be direct. For bed or meditation, just ask directly and say, what gifts am I here to develop? And learn how to listen. Pay attention to what shows up over the next few days. Messages will start to come through music, dreams, conversations, numbers, you name it. That's because spirit always gonna get creative. Spiritual gifts do not make you special. They make you responsible. Responsible for trusting yourself. Responsible for staying grounded. Responsible for remembering that the gift is you. No, you're not waiting to get your gifts. You just waking up to the fact that you've had them the whole entire time. You already know to get in them comments and let me know your thoughts. As always, peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Honestly, all this shit is temporary and nothing is really yours for real. Not even your body. It's just a vessel, like a human meat suit that you're literally borrowing in this lifetime. Not even the food that you eat. You literally consume it and shit it right out. Not even your thoughts. They literally come and go, and most of them ain't even yours. Not even your time. Every second that passes, you will never get back. Not even the people in your life. Family, friends, lovers, they literally come and go too, and you don't own them. Not even your breath. It's literally one of the most basic things that's keeping you alive, and you can't even keep that. It goes in and it comes out. You can't hold on to it. And when you hold your breath, life will literally remind you it's not yours to keep. Not even life itself. All this shit is an experience. You damn near renting space here. You don't own nothing. All this shit is temporary. So you might as well enjoy this shit while you can. I'm not saying fuck off and do whatever, but be mindful, be present, be open, and live your fucking life, bro. Live, laugh, love, evolve.
This is for the spiritual girlies. 3 things I wish somebody would have told me before I started my journey. The shit that you need to know. Number 1, meditation is not difficult, but your lack of commitment and your lack of discipline is making it difficult for you to value the results of being more intentional and consistent. Jasmine, I'm neurodivergent. I'm neurospicy too, bitch. Come up with an excuse for somebody that cannot relate. What we need is something for our interest-based nervous system, but what y'all need to get over is the fact that that word interest does not relate to fun. There's a plenty of us that have interest in things that are not necessarily fun and may even be dark in nature. That's the same concept for introspection. Interesting does not need to be fun for it to be beneficial or for it to hold your attention. Try playing 3 songs that are 3 minutes long. Pick the songs that are connecting to what you are thinking and what you are feeling in that moment. This allows you to build a meditation routine by being intentional, consistent, and by doing shit that you were going to do anyway. Number 2, if you want to maximize the experience of the energies, the spirit guides, or the deities that you are trying to work with, do your research, babe. A lot of y'all are only picking and choosing to work with certain spirits because they're popular, and whatever interest you have in them feeds some sort of insecurity that you have within yourself. Some of you already know I'm a celebrity spiritual consultant, dream psychic, medium, so I have people that come to me for all sorts of reasons. A few months ago, I had a songwriter come to me, and she wanted to get her lick back on her ex. He had broken her heart, and she was like, I want to make him eat his words. She's like, give me the most vengeful deity to work with. So I ran her core numbers. I gave her her list. I told her to pick the names that stood out to her. She picked Odin and Bridget. She was like, I just know Odin is the All-Father. He's going to bring that fucking heat. I was like, baby, he's a poet. Bridget is a poet. They finna give you the words. And she ended up being able to write a song with one of her favorite artists, the same person that her ex told her she would never be talented enough to be recognized by. Some of y'all gotta stop going for what's popular and go for what's personal. Last but not least, the products you purchase are spirits too. What type of spirits are you entertaining, and what type of spirits are entertaining you? This is also my only account. I have 3.5 million followers. I promise I will never send you a DM. I am not following y'all back. I have time, but not that type.